simply means having full control of government. By the way, what's the basis? What's the indicators of full control or full freedom of the people? So we have three major institutions. Okay? This is considered as three major institutions. Okay? So when it comes to business, media, and religion. Okay? So unlike anarchy, of course, having full freedom, when it comes to these three major institutions, so we have the opposite here when it comes to full control. So as we already know, in North Korea, even in Iran, there is no religious freedom. Okay? When it comes to business, only the government usually hold the major industries like electricity, transportation, water source, etc. So that's the reason why we call them as totalitarian. Okay? So usual reaction, anarchy, when there is no government because it's full freedom of people. So no government at all. Usually it would lead to this, what we call as chaos. While on the other extreme, when the government fully controls the people, so this is the result, rebellion, as actually happening now in these two major totalitarian governments, North Korea and Iran. And then we have the democracy. So as I said before, they try to balance two extreme, control, freedom, and control. Okay? So, democracy as described by Abraham Lincoln is simply a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Again, everybody, according to Abraham Lincoln, what is democracy? It's simply a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But generally, as illustrated here, democracy is a balanced position when it comes to government. When it comes to full freedom of people and full control of government. Example here, of course, we have US, although according to the latest studies, more than 90%, could be 95 or 99% of most countries around the world consider as democracy. Of course, we have two types of democracy. We have direct and indirect. So, direct democracy, always consultation with the people, every decision made by the government. While indirect democracy, usually they only have representatives. Whether by geographical location or by their position. Example, minorities, PWD. So, that's what we call as indirect democracy. So most countries, democratic countries nowadays, consider as indirect democracy or representative or republic democracy. Okay? So we have example here, of course, US and the Philippines. And of course, the other number 3 and number 4, we have some countries before considered as totalitarian. But they see the progress, the prosperity experienced by democratic government. So they try to adjust. Okay? Rather than totally adopting the democracy or democratic government. Democracy. Let's see. So they want still the control of the government. So we have what we call today as authoritarian. Like in China and Russia. So, in China and Russia, there is somehow a dominant control by the government, although only a minimal freedom. So, now in China and even in Russia, why we call them authoritarian, we have some or minimal freedom when it comes to these three major aspects. In China, you have that right to establish or to express your religion. To gather together with your brothers and sisters, but it's still limited. They are highly monitored at the same time, only up to, I think, at least 15 to 50 numbers. So, it's totally prohibited to gather as a Christian group or even as a Muslim with big crowd that is something highly prohibited because they are considered as authoritarian. Same with business and media. So that's what we call as three major forms of government. So thank you very much for listening.